1 minute.
Post Antelopes and game time.
Thanks.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium in Post, Texas, where tonight the Floydada Whirlwinds come calling against the two-time defending district champs of 2A1 and also two-time state finalists, the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes. Floydada comes in tonight with 2 wins on the season against 5 losses, and they are 1-1 in district play and involved in a 3-way tie in the district standings, while Post is 1-6 on the year, and they are looking for their first win of district play here tonight. The New Deal Lions and the Sundown Roughnecks are in first place, both with 2-0 records. Then comes Floydada and Hale Center at 1-1, and Post and Tahoka at the moment occupy the cellar of this district race. Well, Randall, honestly, when football got all cranked up in August, I honestly did not think we would be coming here to Post tonight with a ball club that had been to the state championship finals 2 consecutive years to come in with a 1-6 season record.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Nick. I believe Post comes into tonight's game. At the start of the season, they were 28-2. They had the only game they had lost the prior 2 seasons, 2019, 2020, was in the state championship game, and they lost both those games. They come in tonight 1-6, I believe. They've lost to Toller, Forsan, Littlefield, Abernathy. They beat Slayton, lost to Sundown the last seconds, and to New Deal. The road to tonight is a difficult one, and they've won the game against Slayton. They should have won. The rest of those games are up in question. Very good football teams they've played, and I don't think their record reflects how good this football team may be tonight coming into tonight's game.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, just the fact of 2 weeks ago they took Sundown to the wire. That ended in 3 seconds before the Roughnecks pulled that ball game out. And man, they've just they graduated 19 seniors a year ago, and I'm sure how many they had the year before, but that 2-year time period, the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes were totally loaded.
They've lost a lot of talent over the last 2 years. A lot of talent still left on this team. There's a defensive end and tight end. I cannot think of his name right off the top of my. I know you've got it.
Zach Courtney.
Yeah, Zach Courtney, who is going on to play next year at the University of Colorado. Colorado State, right?
Colorado.
Yeah,
in
okay.
The Pac-12.
Yes, and then Isaac. I went blank. the running back.
Isaiah Crawford
tonight is going on to play for Baylor.
He's still got another year to play for Post.
Yes, he's just a junior. And so a lot of talent on this team for Post. And Floydada will have their hands full tonight against this bold gold offense for the Antelopes.
All right. We'll be back in just a few moments, and we'll talk more about this district ball game here tonight as Floydada comes calling to Post, Texas. You're listening to Floydada Whirlwind Football exclusively on 106.1 Flip FM.
Agriculture is more than a job. It's a way of life. When your livelihood is at stake due to the markets or Mother Nature, you need a risk management strategy. Assiter Insurance Agency and Floydada can provide risk management strategies through their multi-peril, livestock, and crop hail lines. They utilize the latest technology, providing customers instant access to their policies anytime and from any turn row. If you'd like to discuss strategies to protect your operation, call Tim, Tanner, or Callie at 983-2511. Assiter Insurance, Ag Risk Specialist and Authorized Armtech Agent.
Everybody knows that regular physical activity helps contribute to healthier, longer lives. But did you know that involvement in high school sports delivers a wide array of non-physical benefits as well? People who play competitive sports in high school demonstrate more confidence, leadership, and self-respect. Student athletes manifest stronger peer relationships, higher self-esteem, and have a closer sense of family. McCoy Gin is proud to support Floydada ISD and its student athletes. McCoy Gin, ginning Floyd County cotton since 1925.
Back here at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium in Post, Nick Long and Randall Sims with you, and also our video producer of our Whirlwind Football broadcast with video and audio, Alex Driggers. 82 degrees currently in Post, Randall, and just a few degrees, nearly 5 degrees warmer back at home. And, I'm kind of surprised that I look across at the crowd here tonight, and our fans traveled 60 miles to get down here. And I think Floydada's got every bit as many fans here supporting the Whirlwinds tonight as the home team Post.
And, Floydada does travel. Normally they travel pretty well, and they've traveled pretty well tonight. They've got quite a few fans here in the stands. Post with some fans in the stands. We'll see if they file on in as the game goes on. And like you said, a warm night here. A great night for football here in Post.
Well, I feel we possibly got a pretty good listenership tonight as cotton harvest has gotten underway back home in Floyd County, and a lot of excitement about our cotton crop this year. And for all of you guys back home working, we hope that you'll enjoy our broadcast here tonight from Post. Floydada will be in their traveling white uniforms, the jerseys and the pants, and solid green helmets. Looking at them offensively tonight, Trace Glasscock, a senior, will open up at quarterback, has passed for 793 yards this season. The running backs will be split between Andres Mendoza and Isaiah Alvarado. Both of them are juniors and have 665 combined yards between the two, and they have scored 12 touchdowns between this duo. Saul Reyes, the leading receiver for the Whirlwinds, will be at one of the inside receivers. He has caught passes for 326 yards this year. Also in the inside, Aiden Trevino, a sophomore, and then a pair of juniors on the outside receivers, Jason Cooper and Donovan Rocha. The O-line for the Floydada Whirlwinds, the center, Armando Cruz, a sophomore. The two guards, Edgar Severa and Adam Delgado, both juniors, 232 and 262 respectively. The tackles, Marcus Collins, a 242-pound junior, and at the other tackle, Fabian Ramos, a 185-pound senior. Randall, I saw you flinch just about as much as I did as I was looking at my charts, and sounded like a train was coming into Jimmy Redmond Stadium.
A very loud train horn for the victory bell down there for Post. As Post comes out on the field, waiting Floydada's team out on the field. Captains for Floydada out, waiting the coin flip. As Floydada looking to have an important game tonight. Post down on their luck. Only one victory so far on the year. I don't know that reflects, like we talked about, I don't know that it reflects the talent of this team. I think this team is a really good team. Floyd can't look past them as they come in tonight with a 1-1 record in district play.
Well, some of the people that you'll be hearing the names of, we thank for the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes at quarterback, Will Fairbanks, a junior, Isaiah Crawford, a junior, 6'3", 210 pounds, will be one of the running backs, Stephen Huff, a senior, and also probably we'll hear the names of Jamarian Reed, a sophomore, and Samuel Walls, a senior. No doubt Crawford is the biggest of all four of those running backs. And then Zach Courtney's going to be an easy person to see for Post. Randall Courtney is 6'7", 235-pound senior, and is their leading receiver, and he is the guy that's heading to play for the Colorado Buffaloes next year. Post in their solid black uniforms with gold numerals and the shiny gold helmets, and both the captains are coming out to the center field, which is a big black P outlined in gold here at Post. And we're going to take another break, and we'll be back, and we'll set the stage for tonight's opening kickoff of the Floydada Whirlwinds versus the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes here on 106.1 Flip FM.
Everybody knows that regular physical activity helps contribute to healthier, longer lives. But did you know that involvement in high school sports delivers a wide array of non-physical benefits as well? People who play competitive sports in high school demonstrate more confidence, leadership, and self-respect. Student athletes manifest stronger peer relationships, higher self-esteem, and have a closer sense of family. McCoy Gin is proud to support Floydada ISD and its student athletes. McCoy Gin, ginning Floyd County cotton since 1925.
Texas means a lot of things. Here at Happy State Bank, we think it can be summed up with one word: community. With roots dating back to 1908 in Happy, Texas, we've grown to 60 locations from the Panhandle to the South Plains, the Hill Country, Dallas-Fort Worth, and in between. You'll find us doing what we do best, serving our communities. With financial offerings you expect, with genuine, know-you-by-name service that leaves our customers smiling. From community to community. Learn more about us at happybank.com, member FDIC.
Back here at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium in Post, Nick Long and Randall Sims, and Floydada has won the coin toss and has elected to go on offense to start tonight's game. And now we're getting ready for the playing of the national anthem by the Post High School Marching Band. Well, the sun is setting to the west, and another beautiful sunset here in the western part of Texas. And the Floydada Whirlwinds making their entry here at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium tonight with a Whirlwind flag, an American flag, and a Texas flag. And Post Bowl Gold Antelopes, we're already onto the field. Well, Randall, Floydada won the toss. They want the football first.
Hey, that's an interesting call. They want the football. They want to have possession first and control the start of this game. That's I respect that, as Post is going to be on their heels. Post, I think, looking at the stats and everything coming into tonight's game, they play defense pretty good. We'll see how Floydada responds to the defensive post as they are set to come out and kick off. I'm waiting to see who's going to be the kicker for Post, as they are still huddled up on the sideline.
Well, this team bigger than Floydada, but I don't think is quite as big as what that Sundown offensive line that we went up against last week. Definitely this team has a lot of height. They're pretty tall, lanky players here at Post, and when you see a guy that's 6'7", Zach Courtney in there, and another guy at 6'3" or 6'4", whatever Crawford is, I mean, those are big 17, 18-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, big players. Sean Looney is going to be the kicker for Post. So he gets the tee, puts the ball on the tee, goes back, he's calling what he wants to do. And we're set to start this game off.
Isaiah Alvarado, and also Cooper is back deep for Floydada, Jason Cooper. And this ball game is underway, fielded by Henderson at the 20. Henderson coming left, 25, gets out to the 29-yard line, and that is where he was brought down in there by Navarro for the Post Antelopes. So Floydada gets decent field position, 1st and 10 at their 29-yard line. They'll be going from right to left here in the opening quarter of play, as the sun is, just before we started, completely set behind the stands across the way. It's a beautiful evening for high school football, about 81, 82 degrees at the start of tonight's game in Post. Snap to Glasscock, looks to his left, he throws and overshoots the intended receiver, Isaiah Alvarado, coming out of the backfield. So the incomplete pass brings a 2nd and 10 situation for the Whirlwinds.
And Floydada's going to have to limit that long yardage on 1st down and 2nd down through tonight's ball game.
2 wideouts to the right side, give to Alvarado straight ahead, crosses the 30 and gets near the 33-yard line. About a 4-yard pickup that time on 2nd down. Or, well, they're going to not quite give that good of marking to the 32. So about a 3-yard pickup that time by Alvarado. But is there a flag? Apparently there is.
There is a flag.
5 yards stepped off against the bowl goal, and we'll replay 2nd down. Much better situation now of 2nd and 5. 1 running back in the backfield, 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left, slot back to the right side for the Whirlwinds. The give to Alvarado. Alvarado cuts it up the middle, crosses the 35 and fights to the 37-yard line. Close to a Floydada 1st down, but he's going to be shy by a couple of yards. They'll need to get to the 39-yard line on this 3rd down situation. 2 big yards needed here for the Whirlwinds on the opening drive of this ball game. 2 receivers this time wide to the left, flanker also to the left for the Whirlwinds. Give to Glasscock, hands off to Alvarado, and Alvarado fights for 1st down yardage as he crosses the 40-yard line and was brought down in there by Isaiah Crawford.
We'll get him just past the 40, and it is a 1st down.
So the Whirlwinds get their first down of the night. No score in this ball game. Glasscock dropping back, screen to the left side, drops it off to Alvarado, and Alvarado fights to the 46-yard line and is going to get about 5 yards on that pass completion from Glasscock to Isaiah Alvarado.
Spotted about the 46, just shy of the 46. 2nd and long 4.
2 receivers wide to each side for the Whirlwinds. Snap to Glasscock, drops back 2 steps, throws, caught by Saul Reyes, and he fights to get to the 49-yard line of Floydada. Going to be shy of a first down by about 1.5 yards, nearly 2 yards. The ball on Floydada's 49. They need to get to the bowl goal 49 to keep this drive going here. The opening drive of the night. 9:42 to go in the first quarter. There is no score. And there's movement on the line, and let's see if the bowl goal
They're gonna say
jumped off or they were drawn off.
it's against Floydada, I believe. False start.
So the marker is moving back to the south. That's where Floydada was coming from. And they step it off back to the 44-yard line. And now rather than 3rd and 2, it's going to be 3rd and 7 is what the Whirlwinds are going to need here. 2 wideouts to each side. Glasscock in the shotgun. Pass to the left side, caught by Rodriguez, breaks a tackle to the 45. He fights back to the 49-yard line of the Whirlwinds and is going to be brought down about 2 yards shy of a first down. And now substitutions coming in, and Floydada, after making 1 first down, is now indicating they're going to punt the ball away with 8:54 to go in the first quarter of play. No score between Post and Floydada. No return men are dropping back for the bowl goal as of yet.
Yeah, Floydada's calling a play. They're going to go for it.
So they made substitutions, but they're going for it. And the snap is to Alvarado. Alvarado fights to midfield, still fighting and being pushed, and I think he's going to be just shy by inches. Floydada is signaling they've got the first down. No indication yet from the officials, and we look right down the yard line, and let's see.
They're going to measure it?
Looks like they are, and the clock's going to be stopped with 8:22 to go here in the first quarter. The ball just outside of the bowl goal, 49-yard line, after a 2-yard run by Isaiah Alvarado.
This is going to be close.
See, it's going to be extremely close. And they stretch it, and it's first down by a half a length of the football. So the Whirlwinds have made 2 first downs on the opening drive of this ball game against the Post Bowl Gold, and the Whirlwinds here on the first drive of the night are in the Antelope end of the field. Boy, they had to scratch and claw on that. That was a very tough 2-yard gain that time by Isaiah Alvarado.
1st and 10, ball on the 49. Floydada with a new set of downs and in Antelope territory.
3 receivers flood the right side, 1 to the left for the Whirlwinds. Snap to Glasscock, drops back, looks right, throws deep, and it is intercepted at the 25-yard line. And on the return, out across the 40 to midfield and into Floydada territory. And the interception was made in there by E.J. Jefferson.
I don't see how there was 3 Floydada receivers back in coverage, and Glasscock threw it in amongst them, and Jefferson came away with it. That's just a fluke as the ball comes all the way back to the 41-yard line.
And that is where Post will have it at Floydada's 41-yard line. Coming around to the right side is Huff, and Huff. Or no, was that 10?
That was 10. That was Reed.
Yeah, that's Reed. And Reed across the 40 and the 30-yard line and down to Floydada's 29, so a 12-yard pickup on first down. So the Whirlwinds made 2 first downs on their opening drive and then had the ball intercepted, and Post returned it to the Floydada 41-yard line. 7:25, the clock rolling in the first quarter, no score, but Post has great great field position at the Whirlwinds' 29-yard line. Quarterback is Fairbanks. Gives the ball right side to Huff, number 12. He gets it inside of the 30, trying to get around to the right side. And the tackle was made there by Donovan Rocha and Hagan Hinesley. And also in there on the stop was Jason Cooper. So they put the ball down at the 28-yard line. Gain of 1 on that last play, and it's 2nd and 9 for the Bowl Gold. 6:40 to go in the first quarter. Quick pitch left side. Here comes Huff. He lowers his head, and a flag comes in as he crosses the 25 and gets down near the 21-yard line of the Whirlwinds. But after he crossed the line of scrimmage is when the flag came in. Floydada is indicating that it is against Post.
Holding against Post.
So they're going to step it off, it looks to be, from about the 28-yard line. And we'll set it down at the 38. And we'll replay 2nd down for the Bowl Gold. They'll have now a 2nd and 19 situation at the 38-yard line of the Floydada Whirlwinds. One wide out to the right, slot to the right for the Bowl Gold. Snap to the quarterback, pass across the middle, and it's intercepted by Ty Henderson. Henderson out across the 40 and to the 43-yard line. His 4th interception of the season by Ty Henderson. And Floydada's got the football back with 6:08 to go here in the first quarter of play. So an exchange of interceptions. Randall and the Whirlwinds are back in action as that drive started in Whirlwind country, but Floydada turned the Bowl Gold away.
And the ball is spotted at the
43-yard line is where Floydada will have possession. No score in this ball game. Snap to Glasscock. He throws. He is knocked to the ground, and his pass is incomplete. As Zach Courtney, the Colorado commitment, was the one that came firing in that time. And just about the time that Glasscock attempted to release that pass, he was hit hard by Zach Courtney.
Zach Courtney, a large young man out there on the defensive end. I'm a pretty big person. I have to look up to Zach Courtney. That's how big he is.
So it's 2nd and 10 for Floydada. 6:02 to go in the first quarter. No score here from Post. Give to Alvarado, trying to get around the right end. He breaks the line of scrimmage. 45 and lowers his head and gets out to midfield. So a gain that time of about 7 or 8 yards. I would guess 7 yards on the carry. And now it's 3rd and 3 for Floydada as the ball is right at the 50-yard line. 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. No score. Second time Floydada's had the football tonight. The give to Glasscock. Gives it to Alvarado. And Alvarado just gets to midfield and barely crossed the line of scrimmage. And he was tackled there by linebacker Isaiah Crawford, who is the Baylor commit.
And that'll bring up 4th and 3. See what Floyd does here. I believe they'll probably go for it. Ball spotted on the 50. I don't think they're going to punt it. Floyd is going for broke here tonight. Nothing to lose, and that's what they do. Glasscock and shotgun. Everybody out wide.
And the snap to Glasscock. He throws to the left, and it's incomplete. But a flag comes in, Randall, at about the place that where Trace Glasscock was. I'm not sure, though, if that might be a hold on Floydada. Let's see. It's going to be against the Whirlwinds. And the incomplete pass, and in I think a hold was what the Whirlwinds, and so they're going to be stopped on downs, and they will have it right at the 50-yard line is where the Bow Gold will have it with 4:46 to go in the first quarter. No score between the Whirlwinds and the Antelopes. Here comes Post to the line of scrimmage. Quick pitch left side, Stephen Huff. Huff across midfield to the 45, still running to the 40. And from my vantage point, he got enough for a first down on that carry. Ball just right at the 40 of the Whirlwind.
Just right at the 40, just enough for a first down. So Post, their first down of the game, second first down of the game.
And they have played virtually most of this first half has been in Whirlwind country. And now it's 1st and 10 for Post at Floydada's 40-yard line. 4:05 to go in the first quarter. Again, the give to Stephen Huff. And Huff going around the left side gets maybe 3 yards to about the 37-yard line of the Whirlwinds. Jason Cooper and Isaiah Alvarado were a pair of Whirlwinds that were over there to make the stop. Floydada's 2 top tacklers coming into this ball game here tonight.
It's an interesting look as Post breaks the huddle. They get the call, break the huddle, and then the play before the backs and the quarterback look back at the line to get the final call. It's like there's 2 calls coming from the sideline.
Quarterback draw here, and the quarterback Fairbanks moved it down to the 31-yard line. Going to be a little bit shy of a first down. 3rd down and a long yard will be needed for Post at the Whirlwind 31-yard line.
See if they do it here. Post breaks the huddle. See if they look back. Nope, they're going to go. They got the call. They got the call they wanted.
I formation this time. Quick pitch right side, Stephen Huff. And Huff gets behind his line, going off tackle and picks up the first down. He crosses the 25 and gets down to about the 23-yard line. And Ty Henderson and Hagan Hinesley made the stop for Floydada. They'll mark it at the 24-yard line, and that's where it will be 1st and 10 for Post with 2:28 and the clock rolling in the first quarter, and still no score here in this ball game. One receiver breaks wide to the right. This time the quarterback is in the shotgun. Play action. He throws towards the end zone and overshoots Zach Courtney, the 6'7" target, and it falls incomplete.
And that was just out of the reach of Courtney as he was open. The pass was just over his reach. And that's a big reach.
That is
6'6". Yeah, that is a big young man running down the middle of the field there.
So it's now 2nd and 10 for Post at the 24 of Floydada. 2 receivers wide to the left side. 2 running backs in the backfield, and this time Fairchild gets underneath. Pitch left side, Stephen Huff, student body left, inside of the 20, the 15, the 10, still fighting, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown on a 24-yard run. That time by Stephen Huff. 1:59 to go in the first quarter of play, and Post draws first blood on a 24-yard run. Extra point kick is coming for the Bow Gold. Ball is placed, kicks on the way, and this one is no good. I believe it was off to the left. So a timeout on the field with our score, Post 6, Floydada, nothing. A minute 59 to go in the first quarter of play. And back with the Bowl Gold kickoff right after this on 106.1 Flip FM.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Call us today at 983-3777 to see if you qualify to save up to 40% on your auto insurance.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Napa is turning up the heat on cold weather. Stop by for a Mr. Heater Portable Buddy Indoor Safe Propane Heater, just $74.99. Don't let it freeze. Pick up Peak Full Strength Long Life Antifreeze Coolant, $12.49 a gallon, or Peak 50/50 Long Life Antifreeze Coolant, $10.49 a gallon. And Napa Premium Conventional Motor Oil, $11.99 in the 5-quart jug. Price is good through October at your Napa, Rawls Highway, Floydada.
1 minute, 59 seconds to go in the first quarter of play here from Post. And the Bowl Gold have drawn first blood on a 50-yard, 6-play drive. And it was Stephen Huff scoring on a 24-yard run around the left end. Their extra point kick was no good. Kickoff to the far side, fielded by Isaiah Alvarado. Brings it out across the 20 and across the 30. See where they're going to place it down, 32, maybe the 33. Let's see exactly. 32-yard line. Looks like that's where Floydada will have the ball for the third time in this ball game here tonight.
Floydada starting at their own 32, down 6-0. As here just in the dwindling minutes of the first quarter.
Snap to Glasscock, throws to the right, caught by Alvarado, and he is quickly hit just as he receives the pass and turns around. And no yardage gained, and may have lost. No, that's the 34, so it was a 2-yard pickup.
Yep.
That's a pretty nice mark, I would think. Floydada, 2 wideouts to the left, slot to the left, 1 wideout to the right. And a 2nd and 7, and whistle sound.
I believe that's going to be against Floydada for false start. Linebacker for Post came up into the slot, kind of spooked the line for Floydada. Now it's going to be 2nd and 13. Minute 12 left to play here in the first quarter.
Ball inside of the 29-yard line of the Whirlwinds. And whistle again as the ball was snapped, and Floydada was about to did hand the football off, but the play was whistled dead, and another 5 yards marked off now against the Whirlwinds. 2 consecutive 5-yard penalties now against Floydada, and it pushes it back inside of the 25 to the 24-yard line, and that's where the Whirlwinds will operate on a 2nd and 18. Handoff straight ahead, Alvarado, and Alvarado nowhere to go. He stacked up a big black wall there, accented in gold.
Loss of about a yard.
Pushed back near the 23-yard line. This possession started for Floydada at their 32-yard line, and now they're back at their 23.
3rd and long, 3rd and 19 to be exact, for the Whirlwinds.
Clock rolling, 18 seconds to go, 9 seconds on the play clock. And they get it off. Handoff Alvarado, and Alvarado could not get around the left corner, and he is met and dropped. And that probably will be the last play of the first quarter of play. 2 seconds, all zeros, and that's the end of the first quarter. With our score, the Floydada Whirlwinds trailing to the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes 6-0. We'll be back right after this timeout for the second quarter of play here on 106.1 Flip FM.
What's new at TQ? Check this out. The one and only Bacon Ranch Hunger Buster, now for a limited time. For you ranch fanatics, it's your new #1. Pepper Jack lovers, we've got you covered. Add in the crispy bacon that everyone craves, and you've got a flavor combo only DQ can deliver. Oh, and for your sweet tooth, a blizzard of the month that's too good to miss.
DQ, that's what I like about Texas.
In farming, you know that timing is critical to help your crop meet its maximum potential. From planting date to irrigation to timely application of your crop protection products, even a day can make a difference. With a fleet of 3 planes, Probasco Flying Service in Floydada is the first place to call for efficient, timely aerial application of your farm chemicals. For more than 30 years, Probasco Flying Service has served the farmers and ranchers of Floyd and the surrounding counties, and they look forward to continuing that service for another 30 years. Call Probasco Flying Service at 983-2314.
Back here at Post, we go to the second quarter of play. Floydada trails the Bowl Gold 6-0. Floydada facing a 4th and 19 from their 22. Alvarado back to punt for Floydada, gets off a high kick, hits across midfield, and takes a whirlwind roll just inside of the 45-yard line of Post. And it's going to be touchdown at the Bowl Gold 44-yard line, and that's where Post will have possession for the third time tonight, the second time here, or first time here in the second quarter of play. Well, Randall, 6-0 our score in favor of Post, and nearly all of that first quarter was played on Floydada's end of the field.
And Floydada had the ball for most of that first quarter. I'll check stats here in a little bit, but I think Floydada favors in time of possession.
Snap to the quarterback and gives the ball off to Stephen Huff. And Huff, who scored the touchdown just earlier, crosses the 45 and fights his way to the 49-yard line. A 5-yard pickup there on first down for the Antelopes.
Second, about 5 for Post. As the Antelopes moving the ball. They lead 6-0 in this ball game.
Now Fairchild gets in the shotgun and hands the ball off, coming left side, Stephen Huff, and Huff across midfield. And he does not get the first down. He is stopped at Floydada's 47. Going to be shy by about a yard or so. A yard right at is what they will need. A third down and short situation coming here for the Bowl Gold, and they are in Floydada's end of the field again.
So far what we've seen, Post is not a great team. They have a couple of great players. They're not a great team, but they just do enough.
Quarterback sneak, and Fairchild gets a push, and he crosses the 40 and gets enough for the Bowl Gold down to about the 38-yard line.
That's what I was just talking about. They don't do anything great so far, but they do enough. And that gets the ball down to the 43 for a first down.
43, you're correct, 43-yard line, and that's where they have it. Fairbanks, 6'2" tall. Their quarterback, a junior. Quick pitch, right side. Here comes Huff. Huff going around the right end, inside of the 40. Breaks off of a tackle, 35, down to the 30, and a flag comes down at about the 33-yard line, about 5 or so yards behind the play. It was a first down run that time by Stephen Huff.
It's going to be holding.
And it's all going to be erased.
Making the back penalty goes against the Antelopes.
Well, 10 yards being stepped off from where? The 33?
Yep.
So did they make the first down and then got yardage stepped off afterwards? They brought the ball back to Floydada's 43-yard line. Regardless, it's 1st and 10, so they must have made 10 and then lost 10.
Yeah, this is that gray area that I don't.
It's tough. 9:39 to go here in the second quarter. And the pitch again to Stephen Huff. And he crosses the 40 and gets down near the 36-yard line of the Floydada Whirlwinds.
Down to 36.
So a gain of about 7 on that carry.
Yep.
Clock rolling, 9:15 now to go in the second quarter. A 6-0 Post lead. And the Bow Gold are moving in Whirlwind territory.
Post picking up where they left off. The penalty really didn't hurt them. They're got 2nd and 3 now.
Snap to the quarterback, and he will keep, and he does not get across the line of scrimmage as he was wrapped up and dropped in there by Adam Delgado for the Whirlwinds.
Give him a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 2 now.
At the 35-yard line of Floydada.
8:30 left to play here in the first half. Post leading 6-0 over the Whirlwinds.
2 running backs in the backfield along with the quarterback. Play action. Pass across the middle going deep for Zach Courtney. And Courtney hauls it in at the 10-yard line. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown.
They wanted to honk that horn over every time you spoke there, Nick.
So Fairbanks on a 35-yard touchdown pass to Courtney.
That was just a great move by Courtney. He just ran right down the field and got open and made a great catch for the touchdown.
So Post now leads 12-0. They're going for 2. Fairchild rolling to the right. He throws, and the pass falls incomplete. So a timeout on the field. And there is 8 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the second quarter of play. And the Post Bow Gold Antelopes have scored on a 35-yard touchdown pass to their commit going to the University of Colorado. Our score, Post 12, Floydada nothing. This is Whirlwind Football on 106.1 Flip FM.
I'm Taylor Sue with Going & Going Insurance. I was born in Floydada, raised in Floydada, and I'm thankful to be able to do business in Floydada. Going & Going was established in 1926 and will be here for years to come. I've got an arsenal of insurance carriers to make sure that you get the coverage you need at the right price. We take pride in offering great customer service and want to make sure that your insurance dollars go further. Call us in Floydada, Health Center, and Petersburg. For all your insurance needs, get going.
In West Texas, it's cotton that clothes our children, feeds our families, and drives our economy. Whether you're a first-year farmer or you've been in the business for years, when it comes to ginning your cotton, you need reliability, timely service, and experience. Since 1972, Floydada Co-op Gin has remained a leader in the field of agriculture and continues to provide the service you've come to expect from a leader. Floydada Co-op Gin, leading the way when it comes to your cotton.
Back here in Post, Texas, 12-0. The Post Bow Gold leading it over Floydada, 12-0 with 8:10 to go until halftime. Looney approaches the ball, and it is fielded at the 16-yard line. Apparently the ball got on the turf, and Post is celebrating like they have gotten the football. And I think Floydada has just fumbled the kickoff. And Post will have it at the 24-yard line. And that's where they will have the ball. A fumbled kickoff there.
I didn't see what happened.
I didn't either.
I thought Floyd fielded it cleanly, and then Post was celebrating.
8:04 to go until halftime. The Bow Gold back in action. Here's the give to Stephen Huff. Huff inside of the 20, the 15, and moves it down to near the 12-yard line. So Floydada has had 2 turnovers in this ball game tonight. Post has had 1. And now the Bow Gold, after that run, down to the 12-yard line, the Bow Gold will have a 2nd and 10, and Floydada's going to utilize a timeout here. 7:56 to go in the second quarter of play. It's Post 12, Floydada nothing. This is Whirlwind Football on 106.1 Flip FM.
What does legacy mean to you? Webster describes it as something to be passed from generation to generation. Plains Land Bank wants to help you finance your legacy. Hi, I'm Ryan Pierce. I'm a loan officer here in our Plainview office. Plains Land Bank is passionate about agriculture and passionate about helping producers be successful. We know that land is more than your livelihood. It's your legacy. Visit plainslandbank.com or come see me, Ryan Pierce, in our office on West 7th Street and see how we can help you own a piece of Texas.
Back here at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium on this beautiful Friday night, as cotton harvest is getting in swing around the South Plains. Floydada is trailing 12-0 to the Post Bow Gold here past the midway point, or right around the midway point of the second quarter of play. And let's see how the Whirlwind defense can put some brakes on this Bow Gold unit that has really run the ball biggest majority of the time, but a moment ago they sent the big 6'7" receiver down the middle of the field, and they scored on a 35-yard touchdown pass. Snap to Fairchild, gives the ball to Huff, going around the right side as he runs down the far sideline. He's inside of the 10 and the 5. Flag comes in at the end of the play.
It's going to be right at the goal line. We'll see what the call is. Here comes the official, threw the flag out to the referee. Reports what he's got. Let's see what he says. Personal foul, face mask against Floydada.
So it will be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line as they will take the play naturally. It looks to be between the 1 and 2. Is that what's your vantage point, Randall?
I think so. I think down about the
1 yard line.
1 yard line, you think? Yeah, it's hard to tell from here, but
12-0 in favor of Post, and a quarterback sneak by the 6'1" quarterback, and Fairchild gets in on the quarterback sneak.
Yep, they call it. Took a minute. Fairbanks into the end zone, and he will score.
He has now thrown a touchdown pass and has run on a 1-yard sneak, and it's 18-0 Post. They have yet to make an extra point in this ball game here tonight, and the way they're coming out, it looks like they will be going for 2 here with 1 wide receiver to the right, 2 running backs in the backfield. They give the ball to Stephen Huff, and Huff gets into the end zone standing up, and the 2-point conversion is good. Timeout on the field, 7:25 to go until halftime here in Post, Texas, and Post has a 20-0 lead over the Floydada Whirlwinds. Back with the Antelopes kickoff right after this timeout on 106.1 Flip FM.
Is your home haunted? You can't see it, but it's there. It's called phantom power, and it could be draining your dollars. Think this is off? Think again. Phantom power drains electricity on equipment that's plugged in, sucking up to 10% of your home's energy use. In 1 year, that's enough to buy 150 donuts. Fight the phantoms. Unplug unused devices in the kitchen and bathroom. Plug into power bars with timers or auto shut-off.
An energy-saving message from Floydada Power and Light.
And now, a letter of thanks from Quality Body Shop in Floydada. Thank you, Rear Backup Sensors, for reminding me that I'm about to back into something. And thank you, Backup Camera, for showing me what it was I just hit. Most of all, thank you, customers of Quality Body Shop in Floydada. It's because of you we write these letters of thanks. If you've been in an accident, call Quality Body Shop at 983-5032.
Back here at Redmond Memorial Stadium in Post, 20-0 is the score in favor of the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes, as they just scored a moment ago on a 1-yard quarterback keeper by Will Fairbanks, a junior quarterback. And they made their first extra point of the night on a 2-point conversion. Short kick fielded at the 25, and the Floydada receiver of the kick is going backwards to the 20 and is going to be brought down at that location. Jason Cooper was the one on the return. So the Whirlwinds now will start off this possession, and it will be at their 25-yard line, and they have utilized another timeout. 7:20 to go until half. Post 20, Floydada nothing. Back with the Whirlwinds possession after this timeout on 106.1 Flip FM.
You know, almost 65 million American adults have some form of periodontal disease. Did you know people with periodontal disease are 2 times more likely to develop heart disease, and 95% of American adults with diabetes also have periodontal disease? I bet you didn't know regular visits to your dentist are a crucial part of your overall wellness. From routine checkups and cleanings to fillings to full mouth reconstruction, I'm Dr. Thomas Stewart, and we at Floydada Family Dentistry are here to help you protect your health and your smile. Call 983-2975 to make an appointment today.
Back here, Post, 7:20 to go until halftime, 20-0 in favor of the Bowl Gold. And Randall, we're going to do the kickoff again with Post kicking.
I think it was an offsides or for Post, maybe? I'm not sure.
So Sean Looney will kick it off from the 35 on the south end of the field here. And Floydada all lined up on the far right side, and another little pooch kick, and the ball is live. And apparently a Whirlwind was able to get on it around the 41-yard line. Really was no return there. And Floydada will have possession, and they're going to put it down at the 42, and that's where Floydada will have it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that in here. As some weird things.
If I could delay them, I would.
Yes.
Wide receivers to each side of the field.
There we go.
Now movement over to the right comes Saul Reyes. And the snap to Glasscock gives the ball off to Alvarado, and Alvarado coming right and nowhere to go, and he's going to lose nearly 2 yards on that first down carry. Could not get around the right side is what he was trying to do. Well, they placed it at the 41, so lost just 1 yard on that carry, and now it's 2nd and 11 for the Whirlwinds. Clock rolling, 6:50 to go until intermission. 2 wideouts to the left for Floydada, 1 to the right, slot to the right. And there's whistles. And a timeout's going to be called by Floydada. With 6:38 to go here until halftime. Still a 2nd down situation coming. They're going to need about 11 yards. We'll take a quick 30 here on 106.1 Flip FM.
Texas Plains Federal, your financial family.
Texas Plains Federal Credit Union is here to serve you. Personal service, better rates on loans, and higher return on your money. Go to TexasPlainsFederal.org and find out why member-owned is better. Texas Plains Federal Credit Union, here for all your financial needs.
Texas Plains Federal, come see what we can do. We're just plain Texas, just like you.
Member NCUA.
Well, the Whirlwinds called a timeout there. We've had a couple of them here, relatively short period, Randall. It's 20-0, still Post, as they led 6-0 at the end of the first, and they've added 2 more scores here in the second quarter of play to get up to the 3-touchdown margin with 6:38 to go until half.
I'm thinking whatever Post has in the coolers over there tastes really good, because the officials have no problem calling for extended timeouts so they can get hydrated during those timeouts, because they run out and give all the officials some Gatorade or whatever they've got in those coolers. So it must be really good. That's what I'm thinking.
All right. Second down, Justin at the 41 for Floydada. Give up the middle, Alvarado, and Alvarado gets maybe 2 to the 43-yard line on that second down carry, and now it's third for the Whirlwinds. They will need to get across midfield to about the 48-yard line of the Bowl Gold on this next situation.
3rd and 9 is the official call.
2 wideouts break to the left side, 1 to the right. And a draw to Alvarado, and Alvarado is just flattened. As a matter of fact, the ball was knocked loose, and a Bowl Gold player was off to the races.
Looks like it may be offsides against Post. We'll see. The closest line judge, he put his hands on his hips, and he's stepping it off.
They'll put it down at the 48. And now 3rd down and about 4 is what Floydada will be facing here. When they handed that ball off to Alvarado, he was met just as soon. And matter of fact, a Post player ended up with the ball, and he took off to the races, but they whistled the play dead, offside on the Bowl Gold. Here comes Floydada.
Oh, now they're going to go back because Coach Compton's on the field. He wants an explanation.
No. He is talking to the white hat for an explanation on that play.
And just like you said, when Alvarado got the ball, he was met immediately in the backfield, and it's because Post was across the line just a little bit early. The near line judge, he threw the flag. He put his hands up on his hips. When you dip, when he dip, you dip, we dip. Is that the song?
Not
no?
sure.
Alex Driggers just turned around and said, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, still no decision, and all 5 officials are getting in on the discussion. The ball is lying at the 48 of Floydada. They'll need to get across midfield to about the 48 of the Bowl Gold. There is a 3rd down situation.
Yeah, as I see it, they're going to have something notarized or something to change this the way that's setting right now. That's where it goes. Yeah, it's 3rd down. It's 3rd down. The ball moves on the penalty. There we go. All right, we're good.
So not sure what this was all about, but J.R. Compton thought it was worth an explanation. And so it's 3rd down and 4 at the 48-yard line of the Whirlwinds. Has Floydada had a snap on Post end of the field tonight?
I have to go back and look. I don't think so. I think they've crossed just momentarily, but it would immediately came back or whatever right there in the first quarter.
So now, all the discussion, 3rd and 4, Floydada at their 48. Snap to Glasscock, throws it deep, and it is overthrown as the intended receiver got a step on the defender, Donovan Rocha. There was a little bit of pushing in that secondary. Nothing was called, and the pass falls incomplete, and Floydada is sending in substitutions.
Well, the reason why nothing was called was the pass landed about 6 yards out of bounds, and pass interference. It's got to be catchable. I don't know that ball was catchable.
So 4th down and 4, Floydada's going to punt for the second time tonight. One man back deep. I believe that is Fairchild. And he is at about the 25-yard line of the Bow Gold.
Timeout? Nope. Delay a
now yardage was just stepped off against Floydada. I guess delay a game, 5 yards, and now it's 4th and 9. And Alvarado will receive the snap at about the 32-yard line. And gets it away. Fairchild calls for the fair catch at the 27-yard line of Post, and that's where the Bow Gold will have the football again. 5 minutes, 43 seconds until halftime. And still a 20-0 lead by the Post Antelopes. Well, Monday, the Lady Wind cross country team will be running at the Region 1 2A cross country meet down in Lubbock at May Simmons Park. Wish them the best of luck. Hand off right side. Here comes Stephen Huff out across the 30. Flag thrown into the air. And he gets out to the 35-yard line. About an 8-yard or so gain that time by Stephen Huff of Post. But there's a flag lying at the 30. And the Bow Gold into the field.
Holding against Post.
So they'll step off yardage. Looks to be from the 27 or so. And they put it down at the 17-yard line. And that's where Post will operate on a 1st and 20 situation from their 17-yard line. 5.5 minutes to go until halftime. Here come the Bow Gold to the line of scrimmage, and now Isaiah Crawford is in the backfield, and they pitch the ball to him. Going around the right side, and Crawford crosses the 20, and he is out to about the 25-yard line. And a gain of about 8 on that carry by the 6'3", 210-pound Isaiah Crawford, only a junior, but he has already committed to play for Baylor in the Big 12.
Brings up a 2nd and 12 situation for Post.
Clock rolling, 4:40 to go until halftime. Low snap to Fairchild. Fairchild pass to the left, and it's dropped incomplete by Crawford. Crawford swung out of the backfield to near the Floydada side, and the pass falls incomplete.
Crawford was wide open, had the ball hit him in the hands, but he turned his head before he caught the ball. And was looking for big yardage and didn't secure the ball before he caught it.
No. So now 3rd and 12 for Post at just inside or right at their 25-yard line. 4:29 to go until halftime. And the snap gives the ball to Stephen Huff. He breaks out across the 40. He's across midfield and racing down the far sideline. 40, 30, 20, 10. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. And that is a 75-yard run, that time by Stephen Huff. With 4:16 to go here in the first half of play. Huff is second TD of the night. He had one for 24 yards in the first quarter, and now he adds one for 75 yards here in the second quarter. It's 26-0 Post.
Sometimes you don't need D1 commits to score. You just
Low
be
snap.
fast.
Fairchild throws to the left, and this one is caught by Crawford, and Crawford is into the end zone with the 2-point conversion. Pass to Crawford. Timeout on the field. And Post has now extended their lead to 28-0 over the Floydada Whirlwinds with 4:16 to go here in the second quarter of play. Back with more Whirlwind football right after this timeout on 106.1 Flip FM.
Hot buys begin at Ace. It's Fire Safety Month, and start with the First Alert 2.5-pound household fire extinguisher, just $12.99. Pick up a Craftsman tool set and accessories, $19.99. Or for $99.99, get a Craftsman 20-volt lithium-ion battery and charger starter kit, and then it's free, your choice, of a circular saw, jigsaw, or reciprocating saw. Ace Hardware on the Rawls Highway, Floydada, or Olton Road, Plainview.
I'm James with Western Equipment. Listen up, any high school junior and senior, and any parent or grandparent of any high school junior or senior. By your junior and senior year, it's time to start planning for a job. Right now, if you don't know what you want to do, check out the John Deere AgTech program through Western Equipment. It's a 2-year program, and afterwards, we guarantee you a solid job at one of our 21 locations in Texas, Oklahoma, or New Mexico. Now is the time. Visit west-equip.com/careers for more information to apply.
4 minutes, 16 seconds left until halftime. And Post had a 6-0 lead at the end of the first quarter, but they have added 3 more scores here in the second and have extended their lead now to 28-0 over the Floydada Whirlwinds. And Sean Looney and about to kick off. This is the most points that Post has scored this season. And a pooch kick to the right side. Ball was dropped but picked up by the Whirlwinds and returned to the 33-yard line. And that is where the Floydada Whirlwinds will take over.
So Post coming in tonight. I don't know if you know this, Nick. The longest rivalry, the longest series that Floyd has played is Lotney, of course. Second longest series, Tulia. Third longest in history. We're out here tonight, Post.
Post
has been on Floyd's schedule the third most of any other team in West Texas.
And Floydada has the winning record, right?
Yeah, I think
27-25, I believe. High snap over the quarterback, Glasscock, and he wisely jumps on the loose ball back at the 20-yard line, around the 21, I believe, is where Floydada will have it. They're going to get a little better mark out to the 23. And so, loss of about 8 or 9 on that high snap to Trace Glasscock. 2nd and 20 is what the scoreboard says here. Handoff right side, Isaiah Alvarado cuts it up, gets a yard, that's about it. As he was cut down near the 24-yard line.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Yep, about a yard.
19 from the 24.
So 3rd and 19 now. 3:14 left to play here in the first half. 28-0, Post leads Floydada.
See if the Whirlwinds can get something before halftime. Started off encouraging with a few first downs, and here's a high snap over Glasscock, and he falls on it back around the 10-yard line. And it is 4th down and a bunch now, and the Whirlwinds are going to have to punt the ball away, probably from their end zone, and Post should get tremendous field position here one more time before halftime. Timeout has been taken on the field. We'll take one here. 28-0, Bo Gold back with Floydada's punt right after this timeout on Flip FM.
The iconic Dixie Dog is open for business, offering delicious burgers, hand-breaded chicken sandwiches, or chicken strip dinners, or their famous Dixie Dogs. You can't go wrong with Dixie Dog. Open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 for lunch and 5 to 9 for supper, and from 11 to 4 on Saturday. Dixie Dog is there for a quick lunch on the go or to give you a night off in the kitchen. Call 806-983-2222 or go to Dixie Dog at 410 East Houston in Floydada. Want to see the latest weekly specials or a complete menu? Find them on Facebook, Dixie Dog Floydada.
Back here at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium, 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go until halftime, 28-0. Our score in favor of the Post Antelopes.
Players shot themselves in the foot here as they've had 2 plays on this possession. The snap went over Trace Glasscock's head, and it was a 10-yard loss. He dove on the ball instead of risking turning it over, and play is 20 yards back because of that. It's a 4th and 33 situation.
And Alvarado's in the end zone and gets it away. High kick, and Fairchild calls for a fair catch for the Post Bo Gold at Floydada's 37-yard line, and that's where Post will have the football with 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go until halftime. Floydada won the coin toss of the game tonight and elected to go on offense first. And there for moments it looked encouraging. The Whirlwinds made a few first downs and got out to midfield. But through an interception, and Post has been getting stronger and stronger as the game moves on. Here's a give to Stephen Huff. He's inside of the 40, breaks out to the left, the 20, the 10, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown. And there's no flags on the play.
Yeah, Stephen Huff. You saw him on the play before that he went 75 yards, made a nice little outside run. That one, he came in, shifted, come back across the grain, broke a couple of tackles, and went to the house. He's finding his groove here against Floydada, and now a timeout called by the Whirlwinds. With 2:32 left to play.
Well, you know, Randall, the 2-time defending state finalist, the Post Bo Gold. And to me, this season started off with a big what at the start of the year when they lost to the Toller Rattlers 48-0.
Yep.
Then we're beaten by Forsan and lost 1 point to Littlefield, and probably played Abernathy one of their closer games of the season. I mean, they got beat about 28 or so points. I mean, last week Abernathy beat Idalou, I think, by 20, and but still, I think this team is taking out a lot of frustration right now as they lead 34-0. The extra point kick by Looney is on the way. And should I tell you, it's good by the truck or train horn, whatever that is.
Yep. Yeah.
Or let's see, is it good? It's still 34-0 on the scoreboard.
They signaled it was good. One of the officials signaled it was good. Yep.
Now they do
good.
finally signal it is good. 2:32 to go until halftime. Post 35, Floydada 0. This is Whirlwind Football on 106.1 Flip FM.
We all love to gather every Friday night and cheer on the Whirlwinds as they fight for victory. And everyone at Pumpkin Pile would like to thank all of the Floydada student athletes, coaches, teachers, staff, and administrators for their hard work and dedication to becoming winners on the field. But more importantly, winners in life. You represent Floydada well and make us all proud to be Whirlwinds. From all of us at Pumpkin Pile, go Whirlwinds!
What makes Floydada a collegiate ISD? With expanded dual credit courses and the opportunity to begin college classes as freshmen, students can now earn their associate's degree from South Plains College by the time they graduate high school. And with expanded workforce certifications, Whirlwinds of the future will be well trained to face the changing job market of the 21st century. Once again, innovation is helping Floydada Collegiate ISD live up to their motto, dedication to education, committed to excellence. For more information, visit floydadaisd.esc17.net.
2 minutes, 32 seconds left in the second quarter of play. And 35-0 the score in favor of Post. They have scored 29 points in this second quarter of play. Stephen Huff, who just scored a moment ago on a 32-yard run, has 3 touchdown runs in this game tonight. The quarterback, Fairbanks, has a touchdown pass and a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Short kick, fielded, Alvarado, and breaks off with 1 tackle, trying to go far to the right, or correction, that is Reyes on the return. And Reyes out across the 25 and brought down here on the near sideline. Around the 26-yard line, I think, is where they will have it.
Yep.
And that's where Floydada will have possession with 2:22 to go in this second quarter of play.
26-yard line.
Well, at halftime, Randall, we'll talk a little bit about some donkey basketball in the county on Monday.
There we go.
Cross-country regional meet Monday. Floydada and Lotney both have runners in that meet. Here's a give straight ahead, and the ball carrier is that Alvarado or Mendoza?
I think that's Alvarado.
And Alvarado out across the 30, 35, and to the 39-yard line, and picks up first down yardage on that carry. Also, another thing to talk about, Lotney is playing in a 6-man Tiger League Championship tournament starting tomorrow. Here is Floydada, 1st and 10. Under 2 minutes to go here until half. Flags come in, and Alvarado gets across the 40 to around the 45-yard line, but flags come in on the play. And let's see who this is going to be on, I think, against the...
Say holding against Floydada.
It's against the Whirlwinds. He'll step it off from the 39-yard line of Floydada down to the 29-yard line. And we'll replay first down. They'll need to get to the 48, so they need 19 yards here on this series of plays with 1:30 to go until halftime. Give to Alvarado, and Alvarado fights to about the 30, maybe a 1-yard pickup. The PA announcer says the 29-yard line. So still, second down, close to 20 to go for the Whirlwinds, and the clock now less than a minute to go until half. Here comes Floydada to the line. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Gives straight ahead, Alvarado. And got back to the line of scrimmage, and they place it right on the 30-yard line, and we may have just seen the final play of the first half of play, with the clock rolling with 20 seconds now to go until halftime, and there is, I think, 2 seconds differential between the play clock and the scoreboard clock. And Floydada's not going to have to snap the ball again. 5 seconds for 2, 1. That's the end of the first half. With our score, the Post Antelopes 35 and the Floydada Whirlwinds 0. We'll be back for halftime right after this on 106.1 Flip FM.
It's football season in Floyd County, and there's no better place to catch up on all the gridiron action than FloydCountyRecord.com. The Floyd County Record is your only source for comprehensive coverage of the Floydada Whirlwinds and Lockney Longhorns. Our team works hard to bring you more local sports coverage every day than you get in an entire week elsewhere, and it's all free. Check out the record and get your football fix at FloydCountyRecord.com. That's FloydCountyRecord.com.
Agriculture is more than a job. It's a way of life. When your livelihood is at stake due to the markets or Mother Nature, you need a risk management strategy. Asset Insurance Agency and Floydada can provide risk management strategies through their multi-peril, livestock, and crop hail lines. They utilize the latest technology, providing customers instant access to their policies anytime and from any turn row. If you'd like to discuss strategies to protect your operation, call Tim, Tanner, or Callie at 983-2511. Asset Insurance, Ag Risk Specialist and Authorized Armtech Agent.
Everybody knows that regular physical activity helps contribute to healthier, longer lives. But did you know that involvement in high school sports delivers a wide array of non-physical benefits as well? People who play competitive sports in high school demonstrate more confidence, leadership, and self-respect. Student athletes manifest stronger peer relationships, higher self-esteem, and have a closer sense of family. McCoy Gin is proud to support Floydada ISD and its student athletes. McCoy Gin, ginning Floyd County cotton since 1925.
Texas means a lot of things. Here at Happy State Bank, we think it can be summed up with one word: community. With roots dating back to 1908 in Happy, Texas, we've grown to 60 locations from the Panhandle to the South Plains, the Hill Country, Dallas-Fort Worth, and in between. You'll find us doing what we do best, serving our communities. With financial offerings you expect, with genuine, know-you-by-name service that leaves our customers smiling. From community to community. Learn more about us at happybank.com, member FDIC.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Call us today at 983-3777 to see if you qualify to save up to 40% on your auto insurance.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Napa is turning up the heat on cold weather. Stop by for a Mr. Heater Portable Buddy Indoor Safe Propane Heater, just $74.99. Don't let it freeze. Pick up Peak Full Strength Long Life Antifreeze Coolant, $12.49 a gallon, or Peak 50/50 Long Life Antifreeze Coolant, $10.49 a gallon. And Napa Premium Conventional Motor Oil, $11.99 in the 5-quart jug. Price is good through October at your Napa, Rawls Highway, Floydada.
Back here at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium in Post, Texas. Randall Sims and Nick Long with you, and our video producer, Alex Driggers. And here at halftime, Post has opened up a 35-0 lead over the Whirlwinds. The ball game started out with Floydada winning the opening coin toss, and the Whirlwinds Whirlwinds made a couple of first downs on their first possession. Got it out around midfield. They ran 9 plays, the most that they would run in a series in this game tonight, and had a pass intercepted. Post then started at their 41, and they threw an interception, and Ty Henderson picked it off for his 4th interception of the game. Floydada then got out to midfield again, and they were stopped at that location. And then this is where the BOGO finally broke through, and they scored on a 6-play, 50-yard drive, and Stephen Huff scored on a 24-yard run with right at 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. And Huff would go on to have a big first half and to lead the scoring in this game, as he has scored 3 touchdowns here tonight. Their quarterback, it was 6-0, by the way, Post at the end of the first quarter, and then early in the second quarter of play, the BOGO got things going. Will Fairbanks, their quarterback, connected on a 35-yard touchdown pass to Zach Courtney, who is committed to Colorado University. Their pass attempt failed. Post lead was 12-0 with 8:10 to go until halftime. The BOGO got the ball back real quick again on a fumbled kickoff return, and they went 24 yards in just 3 plays, and Fairbanks snuck it in on a 1-yard run, and Huff ran it in for the 2-point conversion. Post owned a 20-0 lead with 7:25 to go until halftime. The BOGO would go on and score 2 more times, Huff from 75 yards out and from 32 yards away, and they made both of their extra points. A pass to Isaiah Crawford, the Baylor commit, and then Looney made an extra point kick to make the ball game at that point 35-0, and that's the way it stands here at halftime with the lead over the Floydada Whirlwinds. Randall, let's look at some of the stats that you've accumulated here in this first half of play.
Well, we talked about looking at, coming into this game, kind of researching Post's stats. They hadn't really exploded on offense. They've played some tough teams, but they've always done fairly well on defense. They've held some teams that you thought would put up big points against them to low scores, and that's exactly what they've done tonight. 35-0 the score against Floydada. Floydada has 25 yards total offense, 16 passing, 9 rushing. Floydada's had 16 penalties for 45 yards on penalties. 2 turnovers on the night, 1 fumble, 1 interception. They've had the ball for 11 minutes and 8 seconds total offense, the total time of possession. They've had 2 first downs. Both of those came by rushing the ball. In the ball game, Trace Glasscock, 4 completions on 19 attempts, 16 yards, 1 interception. Isaiah Alvarado has rushed the ball 16 times, 33 yards. Trace Glasscock, he took a couple of snaps over his head. He's got minus 24 yards rushing on the night. Receiving, Isaiah Alvarado, 2 receptions, 8 yards. And that's about all the bright spots on Floydada's offense. Looking at Post, Floydada had 25 yards total offense. Post has 279 yards total offense, 35 through the air, 244 on the ground. They've been penalized 5 times for 40 yards. They've only had 1 turnover, that 1 interception that you mentioned earlier. They've had the ball for 10 minutes and 20 seconds, less time than Floydada. However, they've done a lot more with the ball when they've had it. 11 first downs. Will Fairbanks, the quarterback, has 1 completion out of 3 attempts. However, that completion counted. He had a 35-yard touchdown And that one was to Zach Courtney. And Zach Courtney, the only post player with the reception, 1 for 35 and the touchdown. However, Stephen Huff has touched the ball 15 times out of the backfield for 212 yards at halftime, 3 touchdowns. Fairbanks has carried the ball 4 times for 12 yards and a touchdown. Crawford 1 time for 8 yards, and Reed has touched the ball once for 12 yards. And Post just dominated here at half on offense and defense.
Well, you mentioned it's the Floydada band coming off here, putting on a good halftime show. Floydada down 35-0 at halftime. Listen to the final notes of the fight song.
There you go.
Stephen Huff, you were mentioning 212 yards of rushing, and coming into this game tonight, he had 370 yards in 7 games and scored 1 touchdown. He's had 3 here tonight. You look at some of the defensive numbers for the Whirlwinds. Jason Cooper, the leading tackler, with 6, and Davian Ramos and Andrew Suarez with 2 tackles here apiece at halftime. Again, our score is 35-0 in favor of Post. We'll come back in just a moment. We'll talk about some other sports activities going on in Floyd County when we take this break here on 106.1 Flip FM.
What's new at TQ? Check this out. The one and only Bacon Ranch Hunger Buster, now for a limited time. For you ranch fanatics, it's your new #1. Pepper Jack lovers, we've got you covered. Add in the crispy bacon that everyone craves, and you've got a flavor combo only DQ can deliver. Oh, and for your sweet tooth, a blizzard of the month that's too good to miss.
DQ, that's what I like about Texas.
In farming, you know that timing is critical to help your crop meet its maximum potential. From planting date to irrigation to timely application of your crop protection products, even a day can make a difference. With a fleet of 3 planes, Probasco Flying Service in Floydada is the first place to call for efficient, timely aerial application of your farm chemicals. For more than 30 years, Probasco Flying Service has served the farmers and ranchers of Floyd and the surrounding counties, and they look forward to continuing that service for another 30 years. Call Probasco Flying Service at 983-2314.
Back here at Post, it's halftime, and the Bow Gold Antelopes in front of the Whirlwinds, 35-0. Immediately following our broadcast, we will be switching to the West Texas Friday night scoreboard and checking in as we're getting down to the point where some teams are wrapping up some playoff positions and other districts are really beginning to shape up. You'll get the full picture tonight on the West Texas Friday night scoreboard. Randall, looking at some of the scores of District 2-2A Division 1.
Well, Post here at home with Floydada. We're covering that one 35-0. You look around the district. Sundown leading Hell Center 21-6 at halftime, and of course number 7 New Deal in control over Tahoka. They are just starting the third quarter. They're ahead 42-0. Couple of other scores to mention: Lotney ahead of Hamlin. They're right before halftime, 19-3. Lotney leads Hamlin. And the game that everybody's interested in, or I was coming in tonight, Abernathy, number 6 Abernathy at number 10 Roosevelt. Abernathy leads Roosevelt 29-22. That game just being played right up the road up here.
Wow.
At Roosevelt. And that's a tough ball game for both those ball clubs.
Well, that's the toughest game that Abernathy's had thus far, and we saw Roosevelt in living color right before the start of district play. And boy, what strides Roosevelt has made here in the last couple of years. Some other sports notes in the county. Tomorrow, Lotney 5th and 6th grade Tiger League. They're playing 6-man football, and they're playing in a championship tournament at White Deer. They're undefeated. They will play, they are the number 1 seed, and Valley is the number 2 seed. And both of them will be awaiting first-round ball games and will play if Lotney wins tomorrow afternoon at 3. They would move into the championship game Sunday at 3, and anticipating that it probably would be Valley. But they're going to play the games, and Lotney is playing 6-man Tiger League football, and they have a 7-0 record. Monday, both Floydada and Lotney girls cross country will run in the Region 1-2A cross country meet at May Simmons Park. The race will begin at 1 o'clock. Both Floydada and Lotney girls advancing out of District 4-2A. And Lotney also has 2 boy individuals. So wish the best of luck to the Lady Winds and the Lady Horns on Monday at the cross-country meet. 4 teams advance out of the region to go to state, and there's then 10 individuals, the top 10, and those not being on one of those 4 qualifying teams, and that's who gets to go to state. But Randall, I'm saving the best for last. I figure something that you would probably look forward to, or maybe you don't. Do you care much about donkey basketball?
Nick, I have played donkey basketball. I will be honest with you. I like donkey basketball. I have a story about donkey basketball.
We want to hear it. They're playing Monday in Lotney at 6 o'clock at, I believe, the junior high gym.
Well,
they're not letting those donkeys on their varsity gym.
Well, the last time donkey basketball was in Floyd County, it was about, 10 years ago, something like that. And they came to Floydada and they played I Beat Pete's crew, which was pathetic. And they got trounced by the Floydada basketball team. And then the Floydada Fire Department squared up against the Floydada basketball team, who at that time had some guy, I don't know if you ever heard of him, Aaron Flores was on the team. And I was the guy he was guarding me on defense. He was on defense, I was on offense. Everybody else was other end of the floor. And we put it to the Floydada Whirlwind basketball team based on my scoring, because I just put it to Aaron Flores, put him to sleep.
How many did you score that night?
I scored 6 points, but that's all we needed. That's all we needed, because donkey basketball is impossible to score. And I'm not going to lie, he blocked several of my shots, but I got 6 in. And if I know Aaron's not listening because he's coaching a basketball game right now,
football.
Somebody will tell him that I got bragging rights over Aaron Flores. Anytime he wants a rematch, I'm here. Bring the donkeys. Let me know. But I put Aaron Flores to sleep on the old Floydada basketball floor there, the one that's still standing over there, the old junior high gym. Yeah.
7-time state medalist in track and field, phenomenal kick returner, played at WT. And you skunked him.
This fat man outmaneuvered him on a burro underneath the basket.
So you do love donkey basketball.
I have experience with donkey basketball. I have to give it all to Chad Guthrie and Ricky Hughes. There was a bunch of them on our team that just kept passing the ball down out of desperation, saying, "Please just shoot it and let it go in." And 3 times it went in, and that was all we needed. Because nobody could score, because it's a frustrating and impossible game to play. But if you've never seen it, go out and see it. It's hilarious. It's a great time. Take the family, because it's a fun time out. And Lotney, I'm sure, will do great things with that. We had a lot of fun with it several years ago, and I know they will have it there in the northern part of the county.
All right. And also, real quick, are you much of a Don Knotts, Barney Fife fan?
Don Knotts.
So he's going to be, an impersonator is going to be up at the Lotney First Baptist Church on Tuesday. I'm not sure the start time, but around 7 o'clock.
I saw something about that. Yes, I like Don Knotts.
That was on the Floyd County record.
The Ghost and Mr. Chicken and the Incredible Mr. Limpet. I mean, those are movies I grew up watching back in the day. Yeah,
Well, I still watch Andy Griffith to this day.
There you go. Yeah.
All the other crud that's on TV.
Yeah, that's probably better than that.
That's right.
The stuff that's on there.
All
the
right.
Kardashians and stuff.
All right. Well, we're about ready to resume action here in Post. It is the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes in front of the Floydada Whirlwinds, 35-0. We'll be back in just a moment for the start of the second half of play.
I'm Taylor Sue with Going and Going Insurance. I was born in Floydada, raised in Floydada, and I'm thankful to be able to do business in Floydada. Going and Going was established in 1926 and will be here for years to come. I've got an arsenal of insurance carriers to make sure that you get the coverage you need at the right price. We take pride in offering great customer service and want to make sure that your insurance dollars go further. Call us in Floydada, Health Center, and Petersburg. For all your insurance needs, get going.
In West Texas, it's cotton that clothes our children, feeds our families, and drives our economy. Whether you're a first-year farmer or you've been in the business for years, when it comes to ginning your cotton, you need reliability, timely service, and experience. Since 1972, Floydada Co-op Gin has remained a leader in the field of agriculture and continues to provide the service you've come to expect from a leader. Floydada Co-op Gin, leading the way when it comes to your cotton.
What does legacy mean to you? Webster describes it as something to be passed from generation to generation. Plains Land Bank wants to...
Is your home haunted? You can't see it, but it's there. It's called Phantom Power, and it could be draining your dollars. Think this is off? Think again. Phantom Power drains electricity on equipment that's plugged in, sucking up to 10% of your home's energy use. In 1 year, that's enough to buy 150 donuts. Fight the phantoms. Unplug unused devices in the kitchen and bathroom. Plug into power bars with timers or auto shut off.
An energy-saving message from Floydada Power and Light.
Back here at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium here in Post. 2 minutes nearly until the start of the second half, and Floydada is trailing
Oh my gosh, that's loud.
to Post by a score of 35-0. You got a quick story about this air horn. I don't know if it's a truck or a train or what it is, but it is loud.
Yeah, Dr. Gilbert Trevino came up and reminded us at halftime of the time that Charlie Tyre told them at Floydada, hey, y'all can't blow that horn anymore. It's too loud. And he didn't like it. And I do remember that now after he said it. But, yeah, that is a loud horn. That's one of the loudest horns we've heard.
Wow.
I don't know what they got it on. Steroids or something.
I mean, I think they've got it to the max here. And anyway, so we're getting ready for the start of the second half. And Floydada down by 35 points to the Post Antelopes as Post led 6-0 at the end of the first quarter and then added on 29 in the second to build up that margin here at halftime. Floydada will be kicking off to start the second half to the Bow Gold, and this will be the first kickoff that Post has received in this game here tonight. And Island Lopez will be kicking it away for Floydada from their 40-yard line. And the second half is underway. And it's fielded at the 25, and returning for Post gets out to the 40-yard line and is going to be brought down somewhere near the 43, and that's where the Bow Gold will have possession. At the end of the first half, Post with 279 yards of total offense to Floydada's 25, through those first 2 quarters of play. And there was a flag, Randall. I didn't see that till now, that he's waving that yellow hanky at the 43-yard line and waving it off.
Yeah, and they just, it was back here. I don't know what that was about. It's against Floydada, apparently.
Must have been offsides or something. We had that earlier. Post was offsides on a kickoff. Here come the Bow Gold to the line. 3 running backs in the backfield. Fairchild, the quarterback, pitch to the right side. Huff, who had 3 TDs in the first half, comes up across the 45. A flag is in the Post backfield at about the 42-yard line. And there was a gain there of about 6 yards or so.
Yeah, they got it out to the 50. Let's see what they're going to call it. Second down. Chop block against Post.
So they will step off yardage, I assume, from that location.
That's a big one. It's one of those 15 ones eventually, if they ever get to it here.
Officials at the 42-yard line of Post. First play of the second half, and the Bow Gold called for a chop block.
Okay, let's go. So that'll move it all the way back to the 27?
27-yard line.
That's what I got.
So that's where Post will start possession here in the second half of play.
First and 25.
I formation. And there is a loose ball. And Floydada has come up with the fumble recovery. First play of the second half, and really 2 plays, making one. Post had a 15-yard chop block, and then they fumble the ball away, and the Whirlwinds get the ball at the Post 30-yard line. We're 40 seconds into the second half of play. 35-0 the score in favor of Post, but Floydada is in Bow Gold territory.
Best field possession of the night for Floydada.
Pass deep to the right side, and it is intercepted inside of the 10-yard line near the 5.
Is that number 3? Yep. Glasscock his pass is intercepted all the way down at the, I don't know what yard line that is. 4-yard line? 4-yard line?
Like the 4. Jefferson was the one that intercepted the pass. Floydada's 3rd turnover of this ball game tonight. And the best field position the Whirlwinds would have had, and they give it right back. We're not a minute into the 3rd quarter of play. Hand the ball off to Huff. Huff breaks up the middle, out across the 20 and the 23-yard line, and picks up about 19 on that first down carry as Post started this possession at their 4. And they get a little more breathing room out to their 23-yard line.
Huff just came into the game with, he had 200-something yards, 300 yards.
370 yards in 7 games.
Decent yards, but he's finding his comfort zone here.
Handoff right side, and he runs across the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
About 4 yards on the carry.
2nd and 6 now coming for the Bow Gold. Over a minute gone here. Minute 45 has expired in this 3rd quarter of play. 2 wideouts to the left side for Post. Their big D1 commit, tight end to the left. Pitch the ball to Huff. Huff hurdles a defender and gets out to the 30-yard line. Going to be short of a Bo Gold first down. Stop made by the Whirlwind defense across the way.
Spotted just
at the
shy
31, so it's just shy by about a yard. Scoreboard says 3rd and 2.
One of these days they're going to get the ball on this end of the field so I don't have to stand up. That's this whole first half. It seems like I've had to stand, but here we go.
3rd down and 2. Quick pitch right side. And Huff reverses field out across the 30, the 40, midfield, racing to the far sideline. 40-yard line of Floydada and down inside of the 30. And Saul Reyes ran him down after that long run that time, covering about 40 yards that time by Huff.
Quickly.
First down for the Bo Gold. Handoff right side. And Huff, again the workhorse. And he crosses the 25. And he is down to the 21-yard line. You had a thought then.
Huff is not, he's not doing anything fancy. He's not got a big line in front of him. He's just picking his lanes and doing a great job reading what he's got.
Play action, pass to the end zone, and overshoots Jefferson, the intended receiver, a Post in the Floydada end zone. Huff's not that big. 160 pounds is his roster weight, and that's about what he looks like.
That pass.
And he is a senior.
And he's, like I said, he's done a great job. The play right before that, he got the ball, had a man in his face, cut off of it, cut back against the grain, and found a way, found the spot, found the open lane to get yards. And he's done a great job of that all night long.
Ball's at the 21-yard line. Quick pitch. Here is Isaiah Crawford, 6'3" tall, and he crosses the 20 and gets down inside of the 15-yard line. And he's going to be stopped at that location. Post started this drive back at their 4. They're now at Floydada's 15-yard line. Student body left, and Crawford running around the left end, dives for the end zone. He is in. Touchdown on a 15-yard run by Isaiah Crawford.
Did they give it to him, or did they give it to him? Did they stop it at the 1?
Well, I thought the official held up his arm that they made it, but apparently I guess he did not. He must have been just shy of the pylon. But he's got a 1st and goal down at Floydada's 1-yard line. 8 minutes exactly left in the 3rd quarter. Quick pitch left side. This time Crawford does make a flip. And gets into the end zone with the touchdown. And Floydada now trails by a score of 41-0 to the Post Antelopes.
Comes Looney in to attempt the extra point.
Ball is placed, kicks on the way, it's up, and it's good. Timeout on the field. With our score, the Post Antelopes 42, the Floydada Whirlwinds nothing. You are listening to Whirlwind Football on 106.1 Flip FM.
And now, a letter of thanks from Quality Body Shop in Floydada. Thank you, Rear Backup Sensors, for reminding me that I'm about to back into something. And thank you, Backup Camera, for showing me what it was I just hit. Most of all, thank you, customers of Quality Body Shop in Floydada. Is because of you we write these letters of thanks. If you've been in an accident, call Quality Body Shop at 983-5032.
Did you know almost 65 million American adults have some form of periodontal disease? Did you know people with periodontal disease are 2 times more likely to develop heart disease, and 95% of American adults with diabetes also have periodontal disease? I bet you didn't know regular visits to your dentist are a crucial part of your overall wellness. From routine checkups and cleanings to fillings to full mouth reconstruction, I'm Dr. Thomas Stewart, and we at Floydada Family Dentistry are here to help you protect your health and your smile. Call 983-2975 to make an appointment today.
7:52 to go in the third quarter of play, and Post has just gone 96 yards in 8 plays, and it was Isaiah Crawford scoring on a 1-yard plunge for the Post Antelopes, and they added the extra point kick to widen their margin now to 42-0 over the Floydada Whirlwinds. Looney kicks the ball away, and it is fielded at the 30 and returned out across the 35-yard line for Floydada. They haven't gotten it back to the deep receivers all night long, and this one returned, I think, by Ty Henderson, and Floydada will have it first down at their 32-yard line. Whirlwinds trail 6-0 at the end of the first, and they were down at halftime 35-0, and now they trail 42-0 in the third. Give to Alvarado, breaks up the middle, across the 40, 45, and out to midfield. And a good run that time, about 18 yards by Isaiah Alvarado. And now Andres Mendoza, who really has not played that much since the 4th game of the season and was Floydada's leading rusher, has just trotted onto the field.
Score update. Abernathy and Roosevelt 35-30 right before halftime, as Abernathy leading Roosevelt.
Wow. That's scoring a whole bunch more on the West Texas Friday night scoreboard following this broadcast. Handoff up the middle to Mendoza and gets to the across midfield to the 48-yard line. Matter of fact, a moment ago, that run by Alvarado did give Floydada a first down.
Yep.
And they are in Bogo territory here with 6:35 to go in the third quarter of play. 2 wideouts to each side of the field for the Whirlwinds. Glasscock in the gun. Big rush coming. Drops the pass off to Aiden Trevino, and Trevino gets across the 45 and is pushed out of bounds near the 44-yard line. So about a 6-yard reception there by Aiden Trevino.
Bring up a 3rd and 4 situation. So we mentioned Abernathy leading Roosevelt, and deep in my heart, Nick, I hate to admit it, I'm rooting for Roosevelt because, like Bobby Boucher and the Waterboy, his mom, I have to agree with her. Abernathy is the devil.
Here's a gift straight ahead, and Andres Mendoza fights to the 41-yard line.
It's a good run by Mendoza.
Close to a first down mark, and now it's 4th and 1.
Decision time.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I mean, Roosevelt, they're going to try to make the playoffs for the first time in school history 3 times.
It's been a long time.
And the way they're going right now, that's going to be mission accomplished tonight. 2 wideouts to the right. Floydada with a 4th and 1. And the give to Andres Mendoza, and he's got the first down, running straight ahead inside of the 40, 35, and down to the 31-yard line. Good hard running by Andres Mendoza, and the chains will move for the Floydada Whirlwinds as the clock continues to roll here in this ball game with 4:40 to go in the third quarter of play.
And what I don't like to see is Mendoza's been battling a hamstring injury all year long. He comes limping off the field, and now he's getting stretched out on the sideline. You hate to see that. He's such a gifted runner.
Yes, he is.
He is fast, can cut to the hole. He's got great vision, but he's been hampered all year long with that hamstring injury.
It happened at the district track meet. Here is Glasscock throwing deep left, and this one is out of bounds and incomplete into the dead corner.
Yeah, that was almost a Snyder.
Yeah.
That was a long ways.
So that incomplete pass did stop the clock with 4:10 to go in the third quarter of play. Floydada now with a 2nd and 10. And they're at about the 32-yard line of Post. Wide outs on each side of the field, slot back to the right. And the give straight ahead, Alvarado running hard. Gets it inside of the 30. Gain of a few yards here. Floydada's executed 8 plays on this possession. And this next one will tie their longest possession of this game tonight when they ran 9 plays on the opening series of the game. Clock rolling, 3:40 to go in the third quarter of play. Floydada down 42-0, and they're at the Post 30-yard line. One wide out to the left, and J.R. Compton has called a timeout. We'll take a break also. 3:23 to go in this third quarter of play, and it's all Post, 42-0 over Floydada. This is Whirlwind Football on 106.1 Flip FM.
Texas Plains Federal, your financial family.
Texas Plains Federal Credit Union is here to serve you. Personal service, better rates on loans, and higher return on your money. Go to TexasPlainsFederal.org and find out why member-owned is better. Texas Plains Federal Credit Union, here for all your financial needs.
Texas Plains Federal, come see what we can do. We're just plain Texas, just like you.
Member NCUA.
When it's time to choose who will gin your cotton, you want a gin that will put your needs first. You want Barwise Gin. Owners Chance and Trina Cornelius are proud to offer quick turnarounds and the best seed prices in the area, all with a focus on great personal customer service. Try Barwise Gin and see the difference. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, I'm Chance Cornelius, and we welcome the opportunity to earn your business. Stop by and have a cup of coffee or give us a call at 806-983-2737 to learn about the Barwise difference.
Back here at Jimmy Redden Memorial Stadium in Post. 3:23 to go, third quarter of play. Floydada down 42-0 to the Antelopes. And they've got a 3rd down and 9 at Post 30. Handoff straight ahead, and man, Alvarado was popped for a yard or 2 lost just as he received the handoff.
That's your Baylor commit right there. Crawford met him in the backfield as soon as he had it. Man, that was a tough hit.
So that was probably a convincing play for you.
Yes.
But you've seen him play.
Yes, that's a big young man coming out of the backfield. And he came with no prejudice. He just came across the line and took down Alvarado.
So now it's 4th and 11 at the 32, and the Whirlwinds are going for it. Glasscock dropping back, and looked like they were setting up a screen possibly, and we got a whistle. I don't see where the flag is lying.
I don't see a flag at all, but they're going to move it back. I'm going to say offsides, or false start, I mean.
So it's back to the 37-yard line of the Bow Gold in that location, and now 4th and 16 is what the scoreboard says for Floydada here. And let's see what they do on this 4th and big yardage. Rodriguez wide to the left, 2 other receivers to the right. Play action. Pass the ball to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez gets to the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was going to get a yard or so, but he is stopped, and the ball will go over on downs. And there wasn't a flag, was there?
Well, I don't see one.
No flag, and Floydada is going to be stopped at the post 41-yard line, and that's where the Bow Gold will take over. Floydada executed a 10-play possession, their longest possession of this game. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Post still with a lead of 42-0 over the Whirlwinds. And fake to the running back, and Fairbanks will keep, and got maybe a yard, and that's it. He was stopped there in the middle by the Floydada defense.
Quick score update. Got a score that's final New Deal at Tahoka, 49-0. That score is done. They're done with that game. Hell Center at Sundown. Sundown leading 28-6 at the start of the fourth quarter.
So, Post now with a 2nd and 8. And there's movement. And I would think this would be on the Antelopes.
False start on everybody and the center on that one. That's...
So they march off yardage back inside of the 35-yard line of Post. That's where they'll have a 2nd and 13 situation. Clock ticking down to less than a minute now to go in this third quarter of play. A 42-0 Post lead. Quick pitch left side, and Huff, and got across the 35, and was that number 12 carrying?
That was Huff.
That was Huff.
Yeah, and he kind of backed into the carry. He got out there, and then he just kind of ran backwards. But it was enough to pick up positive yardage.
And there is a differential of 3 seconds between the play clock and the scoreboard clock, and we've probably seen the final play of this third quarter of play here in Post. And down now less than 10 seconds to go in this stanza. So we are about to head to the fourth quarter of play, and our score is the Post Bow Gold Antelopes 42 and the Floydada Whirlwinds nothing. We'll be back with more Whirlwind football here on 106.1 Flip FM.
Hot buys begin at Ace. It's Fire Safety Month, and start with the First Alert 2.5-pound household fire extinguisher, just $12.99. Pick up a Craftsman tool set and accessories, $19.99. Or for $99.99, get a Craftsman 20-volt lithium-ion battery and charger starter kit, and then it's free, your choice, of a circular saw, jigsaw, or reciprocating saw. Ace Hardware on the Rawls Highway, Floydada, or Olton Road, Plainview.
I'm James with Western Equipment. Listen up, any high school junior and senior, and any parent or grandparent of any high school junior or senior. By your junior and senior year, it's time to start planning for a job. Right now, if you don't know what you want to do, check out the John Deere Ag Tech program through Western Equipment. It's a 2-year program, and afterwards, we guarantee you a solid job at one of our 21 locations in Texas, Oklahoma, or New Mexico. Now is the time. Visit west-equip.com/careers for more information to apply.
Back here to Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium in Post as we go to the fourth and final quarter of play. And the Bow Gold lead it over the Floydada Whirlwinds by a 42-0 score. And this will Post on their way to their second win of the season. Snap to the quarterback, Fairchild. Drops it off to the left side and gives the ball off to Crawford. And Crawford gets it out to the 44-yard line.
It's going to be just short of the first down. About 2 yards to go. We'll see if Post is going to punt or if they're going to go for it.
4th down and 2.
We haven't seen Post in this position so far tonight. Looks like they're going to go for it.
That's what I think. Up by a 7-touchdown lead and going for it on 4th and 2 and pitch to a Big 12 commit. Yeah. And he gets the first down across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
You got a 6'3", 215-pound running back in Isaiah Crawford. He's going to Baylor. Given the ball, you think he could get 2 yards, and he gets 3.
Yes. He's been used sparingly tonight. He's played on defense, where that's where he's going to play defense, but he hadn't hardly played in that much of offense tonight. It's been Stephen Huff that's been the workhorse. And the give, and the ball carrier crosses midfield at the 40-yard line. And this 10. Ball carrier is Reed. Is that correct?
Yep, the little quick handoff.
And moves it down to the 39-yard line of Floydada with 10-10 to go in the game.
Nice little 14-yard carry by Reed as he got it immediately from the the quarterback, and he busted right up the middle. Carried a tackler with him.
Quarterback draw, Fairchild, and Fairchild gets it across the 40 and down to Floydada's 36-yard line. Davian Ramos and Ty Henderson were there to make the stop for Floydada. And 2nd and 7 now coming for the Bow Gold as the clock running here in Post with 9:28 to go in this game.
Post taking all their frustrations on the season out on Floydada so far tonight.
Handoff left side, flag thrown in as the running back, that time again Reed, got to the 30-yard line, and not enough for a first down, but there's a flag against the Bow Gold.
It's penalty against, Post. Is that, what was that, offsides? I mean, false start?
I'll agree with you. And they step off yardage back to the 46-yard line of Floydada. That ball would have been down around the 30 had there not been the Post penalty. Clock rolling, less than 9 minutes to go in this game. Handoff to Crawford, going wide, now comes back left, hurdles a defender, and is knocked down at the 43-yard line. Andres Mendoza, I think, was the one that was there on the ground and got him as he was hurdling him. I think it was Mendoza.
It wasn't a big run. It was an exciting run. Yes, it was exciting to see the ball. He hurdled a lineman that was down on the ground, but only picked up about 3 or 4 yards on the carry, but it was an exciting run.
3rd down, 13 for Post. And fake to the running back, Fairchild will keep. And Fairchild inside of the 40, the 30, and gets first down yardage for the Bow Gold as they move it down to the 29-yard line.
Great run by Fairbanks, faked it. It was the option as Crawford He held it in Crawford's stomach as long as he could, and then he read the defense, so everybody was converging on Crawford, pulled it out, went right up the middle for a big gain, and gets the first down.
So Post chewing a lot of time off of the clock. Of course, a 7-touchdown difference at this venture of the game. Pitch to the right side, Crawford. And Crawford gets to the far sideline. Big flag flies about 20 yards in the air as Crawford went out of bounds somewhere inside of the 25-yard line of Floydada. But mercy, did you see that flag come flying in from midfield?
Somebody wanted to show that they have Big 12 talent out there. Hey, pick me. It's against Post, and that's going to be 10 yards. Probably a holding. I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing.
They stepped off 10, and I don't know if he thought he needed to step off more, but it's at the 36-yard line of Floydada. 7:05 to go in this game. 42-0 Post lead. Give straight ahead and Reed the ball carrier. And Reed gets down to the 30. And that's the 10th play on this drive now for Post. That started at their 41-yard line, and they're at Floydada's 30.
Second 11, I believe, for Post. 6:27-25
to go in the game. Give to Reed. Reed gets a few yards and stop there in the middle. A gain of 2 yards on that carry.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9.
Well, Floydada, 9th game of the season next week at New Deal.
Yep.
And then the season finale at home against Hale Center. Give to Crawford, and Crawford moves it down inside of the 25-yard line of Floydada. And the clock continues to roll. They're short of the first down, and a 4th and about.
I got 5.
5 will be needed now for the Bow Gold at the 24-yard line of Floydada.
If I'm Post, I'm going for it. I've got a D1 tight end. I've got a D1 linebacker, but he's in my backfield here carrying the ball. I roll the dice. You need 5 yards here. And they don't give it to either one of them.
No. And they give it to their fullback, and that ball carrier, Gonzalez, and he didn't get it. He got stopped, and so Floydada has stopped them after a 13-play possession there by the Bow Gold, and they got down to the 21-yard line. And that's where Floydada will have the football with just under 5 minutes to go in the game.
I believe that may be the first stop of the night other than the interception in the first quarter that Floydada had against Post.
They were stopped on an interception and a fumble. And other than that, they have not punted tonight. And here is a give to the running back, Alvarado. And Alvarado crosses the 25 to the 27-yard line of the Whirlwinds. 4 minutes and 42 seconds left here in this game.
Florida is going to try to put points on the board here just for pride's sake. And Post is going to do everything they can to keep that from happening.
Glasscock drops back, screen to Alvarado, and Alvarado cannot get away from the defense and going to lose a couple of yards back to the 25-yard line, and now 3rd down and 4, confronting the Whirlwinds here with the clock ticking down to 4 minutes to go in the game. Again, stay tuned for the West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard coming your way here on this station. Following our broadcast, they will be taken to the airway at 9:30 here tonight. Hand off to the right side, and Alvarado is going to be tackled at the 23-yard line.
I think so. 2-yard loss on the carry. 4th and 8 will be the situation. Floyd is going to have to bring in the punt team with the ball on their own 23-yard line with 3:19 left to play, the clock ticking down.
And Post puts nobody back to receive the kick yet. And a low driving kick hits at the 45 of Post, takes a big whirlwind bounce down inside of the 30, or right at the 30-yard line, and that is where Post will have possession, and they will start right at their 30-yard line with 2:58 to go here in this ball game, and Floydada down by a score of 42-0. Well, Floydada about to drop to 2-7 on the year, 1-2 in district play, and that's the identical record that Post will now improve to. And there will be a three-way tie now for third place with Hale Center, Post, and Floydada. Give around on the left side, and the ball carrier Walls gets to about the 34-yard line, a 4-yard gain, and he is brought down at that location.
Checking the scores around the district. I think you're right. Yeah, 35-6 in the fourth quarter. Sundown over Hale Center. And the other score, New Deal, we already got that one final, 49-0 over Tahoka.
And the big one, wondering about Roosevelt and Abernathy.
I'll check that one here in a second after this play.
Again, I'm sure that'll be lead stuff on the West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard. Pitch around the right end, and the ball carrier gets to about the 42-yard line.
That was Gonzalez, I believe.
Second carry of the night, I think, for him. Well, Post has now played both Sundown and New Deal and lost to them. And now they've got Hale Center and Tahoka in front of them. And there's a, more than likely then, Post, this was a big win for them as playoff situations could go, and they could carry a 3-game winning streak into the playoffs as they are about to get their second win of the season. Floydada down 42-0, and the clock rolling with 1:12 to go here in the ball game, and Post just got a first down to their 45-yard line.
Minute left to play. Checking in, Antelopes. The Abernathy Antelopes lead Roosevelt 42-30 at halftime.
Wow.
That game back and forth. That might be the highest scoring game of the night of all the 6-man by the time that was over with.
So Post with 42 seconds lining up for the victory play. They snap it, and the quarterback, Will Fairbanks, takes a knee about 3 yards back into the backfield, and that's going to be the final play of week number 8 here tonight in Post, as there is 20 seconds left here in the game, and clock is rolling down, and Floydada about to lose 42-0, and the Whirlwinds and both the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes will have records of 2 wins against 6 losses, and they will both be 1-2 in district. And this is just the second win of the season for Post, as they had beaten Slayton for their only non-district win. And they pitch a shutout against the Whirlwinds here tonight at Jimmy Redmond Memorial Stadium. We'll be back for the final numbers of this game. Again, the final is Post 42, Floydada 0. You're listening to Whirlwind Football on 106.1 Flip FM.
The iconic Dixie Dog is open for business, offering delicious burgers, hand-breaded chicken sandwiches, or chicken strip dinners, or their famous Dixie Dogs. You can't go wrong with Dixie Dog. Open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 for lunch and 5 to 9 for supper, and from 11 to 4 on Saturday. Dixie Dog is there for a quick lunch on the go or to give you a night off in the kitchen. Call 806-983-2222 or go to Dixie Dog at 410 East Houston in Floydada. Want to see the latest weekly specials or a complete menu? Find them on Facebook, Dixie Dog Floydada.
We all love to gather every Friday night and cheer on the Whirlwinds as they fight for victory. And everyone at Pumpkin Pile would like to thank all of the Floydada student athletes, coaches, teachers, staff, and administrators for their hard work and dedication to becoming winners on the field. But more importantly, winners in life. You represent Floydada well and make us all proud to be Whirlwinds. From all of us at Pumpkin Pile, go Whirlwinds!
What makes Floydada a collegiate ISD? With expanded dual credit courses and the opportunity to begin college classes as freshmen, students can now earn their associate's degree from South Plains College by the time they graduate high school. And with expanded workforce certifications, Whirlwinds of the future will be well trained to face the changing job market of the 21st century. Once again, innovation is helping Floydada Collegiate ISD live up to their motto, dedication to education, committed to excellence. For more information, visit floydadaisd.esc17.net.
Welcome back here to Post, Texas, where Floydada has just fallen to the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes 42-0. And here's the Floydada High School song. Well, the Whirlwinds ran into another solid program in District 2, 2A, Division 1, falling tonight to the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes, a two-time defending state finalist who got off to a very tough start of the year by their standards with a 1-6 record, and they pick up their first win here in district play tonight by shutting out the Floydada Whirlwinds 42-0. Floydada won the opening coin toss and elected to go on offense, and they executed a 9-play drive, which would be their second longest possession of the night, had a turnover, but they Post Bowl Gold a couple of plays later threw an interception themselves, and Ty Henderson got his fourth interception of the game. Floydada then got out to midfield one more time and were stopped at that location, and this time Post used 6 plays to march it downfield and get into the end zone, and it was Stephen Huff scoring on a 24-yard run, one of 3 that he would have in this ball game. Post went on to score 4 more possessions in the second quarter of play after leading 6-0 at the end of the first, and they extended their margin to 35-0 at halftime. In the second half of play, just 1 touchdown scored by Post, that happening in the third quarter when Isaiah Crawford scored on a 1-yard run. And so Floydada falling tonight to the Post Bowl Gold Antelopes by a score of 42-0. And Randall, look at the final stats of this ball game.
Well, Floydada just couldn't get anything going tonight. We talked about before the game, thought Post their defense had held pretty solid throughout the year, and we'd see how they did tonight, and they did pretty well. Floyd had 60 yards total offense in the whole game. They had the ball for 21 minutes, 34 seconds in the ball game. Ran 40 plays, had 19 yards passing, 41 yards rushing. They turned the ball over 3 times, had 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. As Floyd punted the ball 4 times in the game, had 4 first downs in the entire ball game. Trace Glasscock had 7 completions out of 14 attempts for 19 yards, 2 interceptions. Isaiah Alvarado, 21 rushes for 50 yards. Andrew They were penalized 9 times for 75 yards. They had 2 turnovers, a fumble, and an interception. They had the ball for 26 minutes and 26 seconds in the ball game. They had 20 first downs. Anytime you have 20 first downs and your opponent has 4, you're probably going to win 42-0. As Will Fairbanks, a quarterback for Post, he threw 2 passes tonight for 41 yards and a touchdown. However, the star of the night for Post, out of all their D1 commits and all that, I mean, their D1 commits played good on defense and they held Floydada, but on offense for the flashy numbers, Stephen Huff, 23 rushes for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's got to be your player of the night.
Wow.
Isaiah Crawford had 7 rushes for 40 yards and a touchdown. Will Fairbanks, 8 rushes, 36 yards and a touchdown. And Reed had 5 rushes for 40 yards. There you go. Your running back for Post in the form of Huff. He had a big run, had a 75-yard touchdown run. That set the tone, but he had 300 total yards rushing, and Floyd just never could stop him.
He came into this game, Randall, with 370 yards in 7 games, and he gets 300 tonight.
And
he doubled it up to 670 yards of total rushing on the season. Looking at some of the defensive numbers for the Whirlwinds tonight, leading tackler Jason Cooper with 6 tackles, and then there were 5 players with 4 apiece, those being Edgar Severa, Andrew Suarez, Noe De Los Santos, and also Saul Reyes. De Los Santos, Suarez, and Severa all play there in the trenches. Isaiah Alvarado, Floydada's leading tackler this year, had 3 tackles in the game, as did Davian Ramos. Not much more than what you can say of what we have said in the last nearly 2.5 hours, Randall. The Post, I think, simply tonight played a very formidable schedule of 35-15. Their opponents, a couple of them were undefeated coming in to this week's action, and I just simply think they took out a lot of frustration tonight on the Whirlwinds. So. And
we talked about what this team was coming in here, if Post was what their record reflected or if what we thought they were, and I think they were what we thought they might be, as more than what their record reflected. Quickly before we get off the air, I would like to congratulate Lotney. They win tonight 40-15. They secure a playoff spot. Wasn't that for the playoffs tonight?
Yes, and that's the 2nd year in a row for them. And so, yes, they improved now. 7-game winning streak.
Yep, and New Deal wins tonight 49-0 against Tahoka, and the only other game that's still active, 3
The West Texas Friday night scoreboard coming your way in about 10 or 11 minutes from now, and they will have a recap of all the games virtually over the entire Region 1. And before we leave, we wish the best of luck to the Floydada and Lotney girls cross-country teams as they run at the Region 1-2A meet tomorrow, Monday, at 1 o'clock at May Simmons Park. And also the Lotney 5th and 6th grade team playing Tiger League 6-man, and they're in a championship tournament with teams all up in the Panhandle area. They'll play possibly 2 games tomorrow, and if they win, they'll play for the championship on Sunday at 3 o'clock. We wish the best of luck to them. So, for Alex Driggers on the video production, and for Randall Sims, this is Nick Long. Thank you for being with us tonight. Again, Floydada falls in their district game tonight to Post 42-0. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week from New Deal.